They don't want me to be a champion. 5 words. From the man who is currently winning NASCAR. Not a backmarker. Not a frustrated rookie. Denny Hamlin, 4 wins, a 68-point championship lead, and the most statistically dominant season any driver has produced since Richard Petty in 1977 is furious. And the reason he is furious will genuinely shock you. Because here is what makes this story different from every other NASCAR controversy you have ever heard. He did not lose. He did not crash. Nobody cheated. Denny Hamlin is leading the championship, and NASCAR just made sure that almost none of it counts. Think about that for a second. A man spends 26 races building a 68-point advantage over the best drivers in the world. He wins 4 times. He is consistent in a way the sport has not seen in nearly 50 years. And then, with 5 races left before the postseason even begins, NASCAR announces that the title he is winning no longer exists. Gone. No trophy. No recognition. Just gone. And if that is not enough, the 68-point lead he fought all season to build, it becomes 25 points the moment the chase starts. 43 points, simply erased by a rule change. But here is what nobody is talking about. The same night this bombshell dropped, Joey Logano, a man who had not won a race in 441 days, who was sitting 8 points below the chase cutoff, walked into North Wilkesboro Speedway and absolutely destroyed the field. Led 323 of 450 laps, beat Hamlin by 0.859 seconds, and walked away not just with a win, but with a genuine shot at the championship. And after all of that, after a decade of confrontations, scuffles, and post-race theatrics between these two, Hamlin walked over to Logano on pit road and shook his hand. Something has shifted in this sport, something big, and today we are going to break down exactly what happened the race, the rivalry, and the rule change that just turned the 2026 NASCAR season completely upside down. If you are new here, do yourself a favor, hit that like button and subscribe right now, because this story is only getting bigger from here. On July 19, 2026, the NASCAR Cup Series ran the Window World 450 at North Wilkesboro Speedway, the first Cup Series points race at this track in 30 years. Built in 1947, North Wilkesboro hosted its last Cup points race on September 29, 1996, before sitting dormant for over 2 decades with weeds and trees growing through the infield. Speedway Motorsports refurbished it entirely, and the track hosted the All-Star race in 2023, 2024, and 2025 before finally earning a points race. The Zero. 625-mile short oval runs multiple grooves, top, middle, and bottom, all viable. Hamlin himself compared it to Bristol after its reconfiguration, noting the multi-groove layout gave drivers options and reduced contact. 30 years of absence, 450 laps to make up for lost time, and one driver who came in already knowing he had something special. That driver was Joey Logano. He started 11th and was not an immediate threat. Before the race, he said simply, "I think we have a fast car," which turned out to be a massive understatement. Logano entered carrying a 45-race winless streak dating to May 2025 at Texas, sitting 8 points below the chase cutoff with only 2 top 5 finishes in 20 races. He had finished 33rd at Darlington, suffered back-to-back DNFs at Talladega and Texas, and dropped as low as 20th in points by the end of June. The season had been a quiet crisis for one of the sport's most decorated teams. Ty Gibbs won Stage 1, but a pit road speeding penalty sent him to the rear. Logano's strategic 4-tire call vaulted him forward, and he led for the first time on lap 86. Shane Van Gisbergen briefly held the point from laps 94 through 112, the only other driver to lead more than 19 laps all night. By Stage 2, Logano had taken full control. Then came lap 183. Alex Bowman cut off Tyler Reddick entering pit road, spinning both cars. Chase Elliott, William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Bell were all trapped laps down. At the lap 193 restart, only 15 cars remained on the lead lap. The race had narrowed to two men, Logano and Hamlin. Logano described what happened next with precision. He identified the No. 11 as his primary threat early, noting that Hamlin fell approximately 4 seconds back, not due to a lack of speed, but because of traffic. He had to get by the No. 77, who fired off really well. By the time he finally cleared him, he'd used up his tires and was 4 seconds back, Logano said. On the final restart, both lined up on the front row. Logano was clear. Whoever got the lead was going to win the race. He got the jump, cleared Hamlin, and built a 1.5-second lead that held firm. Jaguar crew chief Chris Bart then made his move short, pitting Hamlin by 1 lap to steal track position. Hamlin recalled, "I saw him on the apron coming out of pit road. I actually thought he had a bigger lead than he really did." Logano came out right in front. Hamlin later reflected, "If we had gotten ahead, I could have made his car handle worse by driving defensively. If he had stayed out 1 more lap, we would have jumped ahead of him. 1 lap on pit road. That was the margin of the entire race." Logano pulled away and crossed the finish line 0.859 seconds ahead. 1 lap. That's what separated a Logano runaway from a genuine Hamlin steal. And Hamlin knew it. Hamlin's post-race assessment left no room for excuses. "I thought the 22 was just exceptional. It didn't seem like he was super line dependent," he said. He added, "Joey was able to be really aggressive, especially on restarts, and was direct about the outcome. If we were going to win, we were going to have to steal it. We were just second best." There was a 10-lap window after the green flag pit cycle where Hamlin believed Logano was vulnerable. But he could not attack without destroying his own tires. "If I pushed any harder, I would have had nothing left once we got into heavy traffic." Logano confirmed the pressure was genuine. "The last run was definitely tougher. I ran harder than I wanted to early. So the race itself was settled." But what happened after the checkered flag? That's where this story gets genuinely interesting. Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano are former teammates whose rivalry produced a physical confrontation at Bristol Motor Speedway in 2013 and memorable post-race mockery at Martinsville Speedway in 2019. Short tracks have historically been where their disagreements surfaced. Sunday's finish was only the 6th time they have finished first and second in a Cup Series race, with each driver owning 3 victories in those head-to-head results. At North Wilkesboro, something different happened. Hamlin spent most of the night directly behind the No. 22 without making contact. After Logano's extended burnout celebration, Hamlin walked to him on pit road. The two shared a handshake and a thumbs up. Hamlin said, "Just wildly impressive. Maneuvered through traffic really well. Did everything we know Joey to do." Both drivers are in the later stages of long careers. The rivalry has not disappeared, the respect has simply grown alongside it. 2 veterans, 1 great race. And then, just as the dust settled, NASCAR dropped a bombshell that made Hamlin's whole night feel a lot more complicated. NASCAR has eliminated the regular season championship from the Cup Series entirely. No trophy, no official recognition. The playoff points bank has been scrapped. The elimination-style rounds are discontinued. What replaces it is a format resembling the original chase system. The championship is decided over the final 10 races, ending at Homestead Miami Speedway. The top 16 drivers qualify for the postseason with staggered starting points. The regular season leader starts on 2,100 points, only 25 points ahead of the field. Race win value has increased to 55 points, with a maximum of 76 points possible in a single event. The arithmetic is direct. Hamlin leads by 68 points today. When the chase begins, that becomes 25 points. 43 points of earned advantage simply evaporates under the new format. On his Actions Detrimental podcast, Hamlin stated, "They don't want me to be a champion," and added, "The one time you win the regular season, they get rid of it." Co-host Jared called it the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Critics of the change argue it devalues a consistent 26-race body of work in favor of a 10-race hot streak. Supporters counter that a 10-race points battle produces a closer championship and that increased win values prevent points management. So where does that leave Denny Hamlin, a man who's never won a championship, in what could be one of his final seasons, with his best statistical year on record? Hamlin has 4 wins in 2026 Las Vegas in March, followed by 3 consecutive victories at Nashville, Michigan, and Pocono. His average finish of 3.64 on non-drafting ovals has not been recorded since Richard Petty achieved a similar mark in 1977. Tyler Reddick sits second, 68 points back, and Ryan Blaney is third, 87 points back. All 3 have clinched chase spots with 5 races remaining. This is Hamlin's 21st full-time Cup Series season, and he has never won a championship. He has indicated 2027 could be his final season, with Joe Gibbs Racing already preparing for the future. The strongest car of his career is arriving in one of the final years he expects to have one under a format that compresses the very advantage he built. On North Wilkesboro's future, Hamlin stopped short of a firm stance. "I'm for a race at North Wilkesboro. That's where I'll stand on it." He warned that narrowing the track would make passing nearly impossible, and acknowledged the tension between what competitors enjoy and what fans respond to the same dynamic that reshaped Bristol years ago. For Logano, the win could not have come at a better time. By the end of June, he was 20th in points. Crew chief Paul Wilf admitted, "There's doubts, for sure at times." Vice Chairman Walt Sarnecki described frank internal conversations, and Logano himself reflected, "Those are real conversations sometimes with yourself." The North Wilkesboro win vaulted him from 17th to 15th in standings, plus 49 above the chase cutoff after entering 8. He has now won in 15 consecutive seasons, the longest active streak in the sport. He said it plainly, "Our goal is to win the championship every year. We feel like we can capitalize on it." A Logano team that excels under pressure is now inside the chase, and that is a dangerous thing for the rest of the field. 3 outcomes defined North Wilkesboro. Joey Logano ended a 45-race winless streak, secured chase position, and reminded the field what a healthy No. 22 looks like. Denny Hamlin extended his points lead to 68, which becomes 25 the moment the chase starts, under a format that no longer awards what he has been chasing all season. And NASCAR rewrote its own championship structure with 5 races left in the regular season, eliminating the regular season title, the playoff points bank, and the elimination rounds in a single announcement. With everything decided over 10 races ending at Homestead, Miami, who wins the championship? Does Denny Hamlin, in his 21st season, with the best statistical campaign of his career, finally get the title that has escaped him? Does a resurgent Logano become the postseason threat no one wanted to face? And does North Wilkesboro earn a permanent spot on the schedule? The next several months will answer all of it. But one thing is already settled. Whatever happens at Homestead, the road there just got a whole lot more interesting. This channel is just getting started, and every single like and subscription genuinely means everything right now as we work toward 1,000 subscribers. If this breakdown gave you value, please hit that like button and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds and helps more NASCAR fans find content like this. Now the question is yours. Do you think Hamlin's complaint is fair, or is the new format actually better for the sport? Drop your answer in the comments below. The debate is wide open.